Welcome to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. Live from Studio C at media stations in Bohemia, New York.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. If you can't tell the difference on who's who, you're in bad shape.
That's for sure, Norman.
Really, really bad shape. That is Lisa.
Norman's
That
the
lovely voice you just heard is Lisa. And this mug over here, I would be the Music Man. How are you, Lisa?
I'm doing well, Norman. How about you?
Okay. How was your weekend?
It was very interesting. We had some hail on the top of the Pocono. It was crazy.
You had hail?
We had hail. We had like really hot weather, and then the temperatures dropped through the floor, and there was hail raining out of the sky.
How big were the pellets?
A quarter size. So nothing.
Your car didn't get damaged?
No serious damage.
Oh,
but
that's good.
It was interesting. Yeah.
We're
so what about
looking at
you?
a thunderstorm now, so hopefully we'll stay alive while we can. But we're looking at a thunderstorm. I went to the movies this past weekend.
Oh yeah, what'd you see?
I saw, probably because my wife likes this kind of stuff, the worst movie any man or woman could have ever made, ever.
What?
Now, it doesn't compare to last week. Last week we're in this movie thing. It's summertime. We got good movies coming up. I went to see Fast. And if you're into sports cars and you're into racing and you're into killing and sex and drugs and car racing and stuff, it's right up my alley. You know, it was a fabulous, fabulous movie. You know what I always wanted to ask you?
What's that?
How do you get people to call you? How do you get people to use your services? I know we both go to networking groups and we use that quite a lot, but is there any other way that you go and do that?
Well, when we met, I was walking the streets on Long Island, going to in-person networking meetings, and then we had to go virtual. But I do a lot of networking and getting the word out with spheres and those folks. I haven't done a lot with online marketing yet, but we're looking at those aspects too. We're looking for some stuff.
I kind of do the same thing as you, but I was at an NRG meeting back about 2-3 months ago. And Mike had a speaker, just like we're going to be a speaker. He had a speaker, and the gentleman that he had there was so impressive with the way. And I'm a really tough cookie, because I am so skeptical of people and yada yada. It's crazy. But he has such a nice way, pleasant way about him. And I was listening to all the things that he was talking about, and actually, I became one of his clients.
Who was that?
I have the pleasure of having this gentleman with that hairy head of his. You see, this is hair. He has no hair. His name is James Monteith, and he's in the studio, and we welcome you.
Oh, where's your button? Come on.
JWM. JWM Marketing. Here we are. Look at that smile
James.
This guy's got. But
it's good to be here.
There you go. We'll do it again. We'll make sure they're standing ovation for James.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. James, welcome to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. Tell us about what your business. Let's go back. When you were a kid. Where did you grow up?
Florida. Actually, I was born in the town over from me. I live in Palm Bay, Florida, and I was born in Melbourne, right next to it. Okay. So I've been here for a long time.
So you're on the other coast. I grew up on the West Coast, starting in like 8th grade.
I grew up in the Bronx.
Yep. Yeah, you were in the Bronx.
Exactly
I was all
Florida.
over the place.
But it's had its pluses and such too. What did you want to do when you were a young person and you were attending school? You were in high school. What were your thoughts? What did you want to do with yourself?
I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I kind of wanted to get into sports nutrition at one point. And I just never went that route. I never actually did it,
Did you go to school for it?
No. I just started going to college, and it just wasn't for me. And I stopped, and I just started taking care of myself, basically.
I mean, you mean
So wait a minute.
Entrepreneur.
You said you stopped. Did you go to school for health and nutrition for the sports?
Nope. I
Or
started just basic, the basics.
okay.
So I didn't
All
do it
right.
that long, to be honest with you. And it was just
Okay.
kind of, I wasn't into that, I guess, structured atmosphere.
You mean the college?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
did you have
Not
your?
everybody will say that. I did not go to college as well. I
I
actually
didn't
did.
finish with school either. I mean, it was Vietnam time or whatever, but that wasn't the reason. The reason is school was not for me.
Right.
You know,
And
I
it's
never
not for
cared
everyone.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yep.
So okay, so did you ever work in the corporate world?
No.
So what the hell did you do?
Well, for a while, I just had, different jobs and whatnot. And I was just trying to figure things out for a while. And then I ended up owning a business around 2008. I also, started trading the stock market.
Okay, that'll
And I
help.
was successful at making and trading futures trading systems. Okay, so I was doing that, and I could actually pay my bills doing that for a while. And then, I actually bought a store, and around 2007, 2008, there was a problem with the economy,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people had a problem. I had a problem
Yeah,
because it was a
me
retail
too.
store.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah, so the thing is, I knew these guys, and they were into billboards, and they were making money even, when the market was bad, because everyone wanted to advertise, about their business, and they were still
Yep.
trying to get the word out and tried to pump up some business. And I was like, oh, I should do something in marketing, but should I go the traditional kind of route, or should I do something online, because it's really growing really fast?
And
So
were the billboards the big one, a poster on a big huge board, or was it the electric ones?
Oh, they had a wide variety. So they actually
Uh,
had some of the electric ones available or whatever, and they were basically selling the space, you know what I
right.
mean, on billboards. So they weren't necessarily the owners, but they were involved in getting the people, you know.
On the board.
Yep.
Those
Very
It
cool.
billboards,
was,
the ones in Florida, I have a little familiarity, and I mean a little, with them because I did some concerts in Port St. Lucie, and the
Oh,
highway, we were on the electric billboards. And let me tell you, they work.
yes.
I mean,
oh
they're
yeah.
pricey, but they work.
Oh, they're pricey. That's how they make the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, they're making good money. It seems to be kind of recession proof, and they're making
Yeah.
good money, and they're helping businesses,
Right.
and so it was that I took away the concept of trying to help businesses and go in that direction from that. So I remade myself about from that point. Yeah.
Very interesting.
So what did you do? You watch those people that you know make all kinds of money. You decide, let's try the marketing. What kind of marketing did you do in the very beginning? The same as your friends did?
No,
So what did
I,
you
I
do?
went I went the online route because I saw that it was growing, and the big online place back then was MySpace.
Yeah.
You remember MySpace?
I
Anybody?
Oh
remember
yeah,
MySpace.
that's right. That's
Yep.
correct.
And
When I
Hotmail and all.
Yeah, when I talk to some people, they're a little younger, and they're like, I've heard about it, but they
Yep.
don't remember
Well, I
it.
haven't heard
Remember
that.
Tom was your first friend.
I haven't heard that in so long, so many
Yeah.
years. MySpace.
Yeah.
So I was, I did some work for some local businesses. It was more localized businesses. You could target, even areas, with MySpace. So I was doing targeting, and I was sending messages, on the behalf of businesses to get leads for those businesses, and somewhat in volume, because MySpace back in the day, I mean, my gosh, you could send out in one account, you could send out 400 friend requests, and about 300 would come back
Wow.
accepted. Yeah,
Wow. That's
per
crazy.
day.
Because
Yeah,
people
it was
weren't
the
used
Wild
to it.
West.
They wanted to find out what it was all about. Who's contacting me? Well, boy, I got a message. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't like, I deal with LinkedIn. it wasn't the same laser targeting type of situation, but you could, you know, it's like gender targeting and like, you know, location targeting and age targeting, and you had those things available to you. So if you could hone in on a certain area, you could, you know, help local businesses, you know, get. I did work for a roofing company, a restaurant. What else? I had a few different types of businesses, you know, that I was
Local
helping.
Interesting.
merchants.
Cleaning service, you know.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
And when did you start moving up the ladder with this stuff? And what did you do next?
Well, you know how Facebook kind of took MySpace out of the picture, you
Yep.
know, when I started to see this happening, you know, and I was like, wow, they're really leaving MySpace. So I did some stuff with Facebook, and, you know, I actually, you know, was kind of doing the same process with Facebook a little bit. But then I looked at LinkedIn, and LinkedIn, you know, it's a business platform and it's already business, you know, the mindset is already business. So I
Right.
was like, oh, this, and the targeting was like phenomenal. And, you know, the quality of leads, you know, was high. You know, everyone is thinking business. It was the psychology of, okay, we're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about making money. We're going to talk about partnership. And
Yep.
so I was like, this is actually where the money's flowing. And this is where I need to be, you know. So then I started learning about it, and I started, you know, at first the process was laborious, you know, because there was no type of help. And then, you know, I
Uh,
ended up actually hiring some people, and I had three people that were helping me at one point, and we were doing everything, you know, very manually. And but I had a lot of clients. I was the one bringing the people in the door, you know, and then, you know, they were behind the
nice.
scenes helping, but they were my friends and I knew them. So it was a
How
good team,
how
you
did
know.
LinkedIn
Nice.
get so large in the human resource job market?
How did LinkedIn get so large?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, I guess they did the right things, you know, and then, you know, after a while, you know, in 2016, Microsoft, you know, came over and said, hey, we want what you have. And
Yeah.
so they
And
got
I will
involved,
take it.
and they changed the whole user interface, and it
Wow.
looks like, you know, they changed it to look like Facebook, basically.
Interesting. But you can still, with your profile and everything and all your job experiences, it's like your resume is electronic right there on LinkedIn. You know,
Yeah.
I see that a lot. And if you have that singing, you're going to be getting offers if you're putting out that you're looking for work. I've seen it for my kids.
Yeah.
If for the our viewers that don't know and never used LinkedIn for a job, how do you go about doing it? You send them a resume and they post it for you, or you post? How does it work?
Well, they have some job boards and such. Also, they have, you know, LinkedIn has ways to find jobs. You know, there's two different aspects to LinkedIn. There's the job finding aspect and the employer trying to find employees aspect. And then there's the business
Right.
networking, you know, doing business type of aspect. So there's this, you know, a few prongs there, you know, and they grew each of these prongs. Uh, I wouldn't say equally. I think the business networking aspect really took hold,
Hmm.
you know. Uh, and so, I mean, most people, when you see them on there, I would say that it's more so like the business networking than the job seeking, but there's a lot of that too. I mean, it's known for both. I mean, they
Right.
have almost something around, you know, 900 million people across the world on LinkedIn, and about
Wow.
185 to 190 million of them are in the United States. So,
Wow.
you know, when you're trying to do this type of thing, there is no other platform that has that power, you
And
know.
what drove you to do this? Who's your audience and what drove you to them?
Businesses, you know, needing help, you know, getting the word out. I mean, you know, there's some businesses out there that have such specialized needs, like the specialized types of people that they need to get a hold of. And a lot of times there's gatekeepers. When you're cold calling, a lot of
Yes.
times you're not going to get through.
Most
Okay,
of the
what
time.
LinkedIn does is it finds those right people, the right titles within the right organizations, right industries, right size, everything. And it gets you right to the person bypassing the gatekeeper.
But it,
So you're getting to the C-suite.
Yeah, C-suite, other
but you're only
titles
getting
within
through
organizations.
on the internet. You're not getting through
No,
verbally because they're not picking. There's no phone number to reach them on. You don't see too many of any phone numbers on LinkedIn at all. So how do you really get to that person? How do you get to Mr. or Miss Right, the person that's going to do the hiring or the person that's going to let you into the company to do their advertising and such? How do you reach them?
you send them a message.
Ah, I mean something like you do.
Oh yeah.
What a segue. Woo. Okay, so I'm listening to you on Mike Wiener's show. There were a lot of people that were tuned in to listen to you, and it was very
Mm-hmm.
intriguing. It was a story like what you're telling now. Um, so you make this message. Now you've made some messages for me. How do you put the message together? Okay, forget me, but I'm a company and I want to use some of your services. You will recommend it to me, yada yada. So what is it? I walk into your office wrong. I get you on the internet, or I call you on the phone at a special time because you only take messages at a special time. We know that. You and I know that. And what do you ask me? I want to be a new client. Tell me about it. What do I do?
Well, I start going into who you need to contact and why you need to contact them. I have to know a little bit about your business so that, we can figure out a strategy. Are you looking for referral partners, or are you looking for direct clients? Are you looking for those specific people, directly that would, purchase your product or services?
Okay, so I
So,
want to I want a direct person. So now what?
okay, so basically, what I would explain the process, okay, of what I do. There's two different things, okay, to LinkedIn, and I don't deal with one of them, okay, which it's good if people do, the attraction market type of piece where you're posting and you're putting content on LinkedIn and you're jazzing up your profile and everything. I can give some suggestions. I do that, but what I do is I actually target the right people. I send invitations out because LinkedIn has a way of networking that you have to have them in your personal network. Okay, there's the network outside of your personal network, and then there's your personal network. So you can send invitations to join your personal network. And the reason you want to do that is so that you can communicate with them back and forth openly. And you can send as many messages as you want, but you don't want to bother people. That's another part of it. Okay. But basically, we need to get them into the network. I send out invitations, and then when they, a portion of them will accept the invitations. Okay. And then I send a message that is made to those people, so to try to get, and most of the time I'm trying to get a phone call. I'm trying to get communication. So LinkedIn, we're using LinkedIn as a tool to start the communication process back and forth with the right people, a leverage situation, so that, it will actually move the needle in your business, because that's what moves the needle in your business. Where do you get money?
Do you work with people
Talking to
also
people.
that are looking
Yep.
that are looking for a position? Do you help them? Or is it just the advertising or is it the searching for leads for businesses?
I can do quite a few things. It's pretty versatile. There's a few different strategies, and I've helped people find jobs. I've helped employers find people for jobs, recruitment. I have helped other types of individuals, like individual business owners, also corporations with sales teams. There's also, you're going to like this, I've helped podcasts find sponsorship.
Really?
Ah,
Yeah, I
interesting.
like that.
Very
Yeah.
successful.
That is something that we should talk about.
Yeah. Put that little the clapping up. Come on.
And the other they love that, right?
I love my little buttons.
The other thing, okay, is I'm able to find someone consistent, ongoing podcast interviews. And I've done that for authors, speakers. I also have helped speakers find speaking gigs. I've done that many times.
I have, you're opening up some doors for yourself that you don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Because I have some people that will talk tomorrow that I can recommend to you. That,
Okay.
And they happen to be members of NRG.
Oh,
And for
nice.
whatever reason, they didn't see you on that particular day, or I know you don't attend too many of the meetings, if at all.
Too busy.
But you are, and see,
But that's good.
and
That's a
I,
good problem.
I
Yeah,
use
I've been meaning to.
I use NRG. I get a lot of business off of NRG, and so does Lisa.
Yeah.
So we use it. We
Yes.
use that as a
That's good.
marketing tool. But these people use it as a marketing tool also. But they haven't met you yet. So
I know.
you can be an additional fact, and I easily have 3 or 4 of them that I can give you tomorrow, which because we got some stuff to talk about anyway. So and that'll help you out. You have a lot of clientele. You do a lot of different things. Do you have any interesting stories that you could share with the audience?
Well, there's a few interesting verbal case studies that I have that are maybe some of the most successful case studies. One of them is 3 marketing individuals, that have come from marketing backgrounds, very experienced. They came together to form this company right at COVID time. Okay.
Perfect.
Worst time ever, right?
Right.
Well, not really, because businesses are really trying to get the word out.
No, I
because
get.
they're losing
I was being
business.
sarcastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did this campaign for them, contacting big companies because they have that experience, working with these big companies. And we were doing the food industry. They liked the food industry. They liked there was a couple of other industries. Came across this big company, $1 billion company, and they garnered a $400,000 contract.
Ooh.
So their money is out there, just contacting the right people. And what we were doing, we were contacting the C-suite, but we were also contacting the marketing directors, and the brand managers, and the people that could, and a lot of times in those big companies like that, they do outsource pieces.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they don't, because they're inundated with so much stuff, the marketing effort, and they have a certain budget that they have that they can use.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of them.
Where is that company today?
They, they're not my client right now, but they keep saying they're going to come back, but they hit it off so good. Like, when you get rolling.
So why the heck did they leave in the first place?
It's almost like sometimes I can do too good for people. They get so.
Well, that's a little bit
busy,
about
they
the
have to
conversation
stop.
that you and I had before the show went on.
Yeah.
I mean, I have all these leads.
It's not good for my business. We're going to have to slow you down.
I guess you're going to have to do something. Any other stories you could share?
I have all sorts of stories.
Well, give us a couple, because the people out there.
You want to hear another good case study?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Kind of around the same time, maybe, a few months later or so, I got in touch. I was outreaching. I changed my outreach, during COVID. And that's the beauty of, what I'm doing, for myself, for my own business is, I had about 10 clients leave. That's nothing really that bad, but, I felt really bad for them. They had supply lines coming direct from China. Some of them were salespeople that got furloughed, speakers, that was gone.
Yep.
And immediately. And so there was maybe about 10 that left. And I started, retargeting, businesses that would do well, during COVID. And what was happening is everyone was going online. So I
Mhm.
started targeting, different types of online businesses and home businesses and whatnot. I got a few home businesses. I got a few website designers and different things like that. But I came across what I did. I was like, oh, businesses want to get on Amazon. Well, guess what? There's Amazon consultants out there to help businesses get on Amazon, but also to expand the present SKUs, the revenue that's created, because Amazon has its own pay-per-click network inside of Amazon. When you look at Amazon and you look at any product and you search for it, do you see sponsored up at the top? That's pay-per-click. Someone is actually sponsoring that and paying to have that up top there. And there's people that actually specialize in that. And I came across a big player, and he doesn't work with any SKUs under starting with 1 million a year in revenue. One SKU has to make that much a year, and he grows that through pay-per-click. And I found him a $250 million supplement company.
Oh,
And he told me, oh, hey, Chad, I'm going to make, I'm going to make $500,000 to $750,000 a year off this one account.
Not
So, my fees aren't that much,
shabby.
and I was, you
Yeah.
pay a little bit of money to, hit that.
That makes you want to do the success fees, 1% success fee on top of what you get them.
I know, but the thing is that would turn a lot of people off, at the start. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I
well,
just don't
but you
do
see,
that.
if you don't ask for it up front, you're never going to get it later on.
No.
Yeah, and then you're going
And
to cut,
I would
cut
welcome
down
it
the volume of people I work with.
if
Right.
somebody like yourself approached me and says, "This is what I can do. If I don't do it, you don't have to pay it." But if it's like the Shark Tank.
Yeah.
It's just like Shark Tank. Mr. Wonderful. He wants
Hmm.
a piece of everybody's action, and he doesn't have a heart. That man. That man is totally heartless. Did you see the
You're
commercial?
tough.
Side note: did you see the commercials that he's doing now, with all these
No.
crazy costumes that he's wearing? Somebody hooked him up. A bank
Oh,
hooked up a no-name bank. I don't know who the hell they are, and he's wearing these crazy hats with on his shirts are stripes and plaids and crazy
that's crazy.
shorts and socks
So,
up to his knees
well, instead of Mr. Wonderful, why don't we have James give out
have
his
James give him
number
what?
so
You're breaking up.
conversation?
Say that again.
Oh, I said, let's have James give out his number so that if people want to get in touch with
That's
him,
an
they'll have that.
excellent idea. James,
Mm.
go for it. How do people get in touch with you?
Okay, you ready? You got a pen and paper? Or are you on the computer with a notepad?
That's it.
It's 229-292-5149, 5149. So
One
it's
more time.
229-292-5149.
Great.
And what's your hours of operation so people can, are you a 9 to 5er or what's the story?
Well, I do all my tech work in the mornings up until about 11. So 11 to about 5 Eastern time are good times for me.
Okay. And when's the best time to reach you?
That's the best
That's
time
the
to
best
reach
time
me.
to reach you?
Now, my actual business hours, I'm starting at early in the morning and I'm working until, past that
I've
time.
been
But
spanked once or twice from you saying you caught me at the wrong time, but you always go back with a smile. But my
oh yeah,
but
clients are priority.
my back is sore and has strap marks.
Really, Norman?
Really.
TMI.
That's where you're
That's not
going. I
me.
didn't go there. You're going there. Where do you provide your services? Are you a worldwide company?
What's that?
Are you a worldwide organization?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can work worldwide and I do have international clients. I do prefer to, work in the USA or Canada, but it's not totally, I can work with anyone and I can target anyone anywhere around the world.
Do
So
you
I've done
need
targeting.
do you need a permit to work in Canada or get paid from Canada? Do you need some kind of a working permit or
No,
anything?
no, PayPal.
Okay. Is that because you don't go there to
Nice.
work and they just
Well, I'm in the
buying
United
just
States, so,
right?
I'm just taking money from other countries.
The reason why I'm asking because I was approached about going to Canada in the next couple of months and bringing up one of my concerts up there, but I've never performed there outside. I performed all over the United States, but never outside. And I'm getting different responses. It depends who you speak to. Yes, you need a permit. No, you don't need a permit. You need to have this work visa. No, you don't have that. I'm going to be there for one day. So
Yeah.
You're going to need to do your due diligence and look into that, and also
exactly,
look at what
exactly.
the insurance is going to be.
So what I did is I reached out to someone I know that's a Canadian attorney, and I'm expecting to hear from him tomorrow to set me up and see if it's monetarily worth it to go and do it. But that's something else for the future.
Well, since I'm not physically, in these locations, I don't have any issues as far as my job.
Okay,
Nice.
but you know what we're going to do now? We're gonna do some advertising and raise some money so we can pay all these nice people that are here. So Dylan, hit it. We're going to be back in about 2-3 minutes, folks. Just stay tight. Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Norman Wasserman, and next to me is Lisa Rodino. Lisa and I host a TV podcast show called The Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man.
So what does the Business Power Hour do? We are here to talk about you and your business. We will put you on air for 1 hour to highlight your business in front of thousands of viewers worldwide, helping you generate more leads to grow your business.
And we do this every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. right here. What are you doing?
I'm keeping you on point. My name is Lisa Rodino. I am a commercial loan advisor and broker. Have you been finding that your business's cash flow is not where you need it to be? Have you found yourself taking from your personal accounts to meet your business's obligations? Have you found that those quick solutions of quick money are starting to get awfully expensive? My job is to find the right funding products for my clients so they can get back to working in their business and give me the task of finding the best options for their situation. Give us a call today to learn more. 516-268-0350.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show. Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. Our special guest, James Monteith, who is a lead generation expert. And I have to say, I know firsthand that you are, because you've been performing miracles for me. And I agree. I mean, I'm paying for it, but you're doing the job. Everything you said you were going to do has been better than, it's been better doing when I see what you've done versus even what you said. The results are just fabulous. They're working. And you're reaching people for me, which I don't have the time to go and do or have the inkling on where to go and do it. And I'm paying for and I'm getting more than what I'm paying for.
And you're giving a testimonial already. So, James, I'm curious, why is LinkedIn such a useful tool to find prospects?
Well, because you can hone in on just the right people that would most likely want, the services your business has. And, also you have the ability, like we spoke about before, to bypass the gatekeepers, like the assistants, and people that may, like if you're cold calling, or, you try to walk into a place, you're going to come across, those people at the front desk, type of situation, they're, oh,
Right.
we'll, give us your name and number, and we'll give it to them, and they'll call you back.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
when the sky is blue. Yeah, or the moon is blue. Yeah.
Hmm. So
Right.
you're trying to pitch yourself to the assistant, and
And
so,
that doesn't do anything.
yeah, and LinkedIn has the ability to send a message, many messages to the thing is, you get a certain amount of volume too. It's normal to get back a connection rate each week of about 30, 40, 50 people that are just a specific type of person that are the best for your business.
I'm getting messages that don't even allow me to get certain people anymore because I've got so many. And it's on a weekly basis. I try to hook up. You've reached your limit. I mean, there's actually.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's the sending of invitations, because there's a 200 invitation hard stop each week. And you're probably trying to do that on like late Saturday or Sunday sometimes.
No, actually, I did it yesterday. And it stopped me from doing it yesterday. And I'm figuring, because, like you just said, we've reached some sort of a limit.
The MySpace days are done.
Yeah, but what I'm doing is I'm sending out basically the maximum that can be sent out. You know what I mean? To go outside of your network. So
and
that's
they're responding. And
then the sending like an actual message, when they're already in there, they're really, I mean, there are limits to that, but there's not, you can send a lot of messages, and I make sure that we're sending less than the maximum, so you can send as many as you want, pretty much.
So can I end up getting my LinkedIn account banned?
No, well, yes, you can, but it's extremely hard. And I've never had anyone's account banned by what I do. And I've been doing this for about 16 years. So they really want you to have your LinkedIn account. And if you want to delete your LinkedIn account, you have to talk to customer service to get it deleted. They will try to talk you out of it.
I mean, there's actually a phone number that you can find to speak to a live person?
No.
You're going to catch you on the chat, right?
I know how to get in touch with them. There's a help area, and basically they make it a little bit elusive to actually get to the contact area, but you're able to send in support tickets. So I've done that for clients as well. Just sometimes they have a issue, they bought the wrong premium plan. Like, it's good to have Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator is
yes,
the best thing to have, which is a LinkedIn premium account.
You hooked me up with that.
Yeah. So sometimes a client will get the wrong thing, and then we need to contact support, and so that they don't lose any money. You know what I mean? So I've done a lot of that.
Gotcha.
And stuff, but you really have to be like harassing somebody, or like getting in a fight with somebody, and like them report you over and over and over. And then even then they will contact you and be like, hey, what's going on? You should do that anymore. They really don't want to get rid of your account.
They'll put you in time.
Yeah.
LinkedIn jail. Facebook has jail.
You can go to Facebook jail. Yes.
Actually,
Facebook is strict.
If you do something wrong on LinkedIn, they'll send you to Facebook jail.
Yeah.
Not LinkedIn jail. They don't want to be associated because they're too cool. What's the process in LinkedIn that you use for your clients? Is there a special process? I mean, I know what I have, but can you explain to everybody?
Well, basically, I mentioned it before, like I'm doing targeting, and I'm sending out invitations to get the people into your personal network, so that we are able to send them a longer message that explains why you're contacting them, and, has a call to action, actually asking to talk in every message that's being sent out. So basically this process, I'm taking care of it. So all my client does is pay attention to their message area, and you filter by unread messages, so you just see the replies, and you schedule phone calls with people that say that they want to talk, and they're the right type of person, and they normally know what the conversation is going to be about, by the messaging. So they have some idea what it's about, and they're interested because of that. And so therefore, when you have the phone call with the person, it's normally a warmer phone call,
Right.
because they know what
They're
it's going
aware.
to be about, and it's already been scheduled.
So when you say invite them to your inner circle, does that mean making the friend connection, or explain that a little more?
Yeah. So the way LinkedIn has it, it's they call it first connections, second connections, and third
Right.
connections.
Mm-hmm.
Your first connections are your personal network.
Right.
You can message them. Basically, people that accept the invitation, okay,
Are you
have
first?
opted in, whether they know it or not. They've opted in to free communication with you. So it's almost like an email opt-in in a way. Okay, but
Gotcha.
they have opted in by accepting that invitation. So now they're in your personal network and you're in theirs. Okay, and now you can talk. You can message back
Gotcha.
and forth, and and so therefore what I'm trying to do after they get in that personal network is get them interested enough to actually want to talk with you. Okay, and there's a couple of different messages. One of the messages, that I use, and we try to be really respectful and tactful about it, is pain point or problem being solved by what you have and why. Credibility aspect. Call to action. So if you put a little bit of credibility in there, like, oh, I've been doing this, for 30 years, or just add a little line like that, or, oh,
That's what we've done.
Yeah, X and X and X brands. I have some clientele that have worked with some of the biggest brands, out there, like Nestle and Shell and Home Depot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you just drop some of those in there, it's name dropping, but you're not like, bragging about it. You're just telling them, hey, I've done work, with these individuals, or I've done this for a long time. And it just helps them know that you have experience in the arena, so that you're worthy of talking to. If they do have that problem, that there's a good chance that you are probably going to be able to help them, and that it's worth the conversation. So that's the one type of messaging. And then the other type of messaging, is more of a, hey, maybe we can refer people to each other.
Is that what you mean by the components of an effective message? Those different areas?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another type of message, and two other strategies. Okay. You can actually build a referral partner network, and you can find a bunch of referral partners. Okay.
So that's like what we do with networking.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody is a referral, possible referral partner.
Right. And you can tell them, hey, I'll give you, 10%, 20%, if you send anyone, and the deal closes, and you're finding the people because you're having multiple conversations with multiple different people, and you can choose the type of people that you would like to be a referral partner with. You can actually choose an industry. Okay, like you could choose all CPAs, or you could choose all financial advisors, or you could choose this or that, which are maybe your perfect referral partner. Okay, and then you're looking, you have these conversations with them, and you are figuring out, can I work with this person? Are they cool?
Right.
Can we work together? Do we click? And the people that you click with, and that, think of, trust your business and how you do it, and also, think of you potentially as another source of income.
When you deal with LinkedIn and you contact all these people, how do you know that they open up the message that they received?
Well, you can see if it's more laborious, but you can actually see in the message area, in the message, you can see a little icon of their face under the message that you sent. So if you see that little icon of their face in the conversation, under the message that you last sent, you know that they've seen it.
So when you send out messages for me, like today, you sent out a bunch of messages.
Right.
What you're saying is if I look on the bottom left side, right side, I'm going to see this icon and see it'll indicate whether it was opened or not opened.
Yeah, you're going well, yeah, if they saw it or not, but you can't tell always if someone really read the whole thing by them just seeing.
But we want to know if they open it. They can't. If they don't open it, they can't read it. So at least we
Right.
want to make sure that they open it. Then hopefully they're going to read it. I know I get every morning. I get from LinkedIn 9, 10, 15 pictures and information that they've received it. It's like it's a list.
Yeah, LinkedIn sends out notifications,
Correct.
when people come into your network, when, and they limit that because it can be a lot. So they only send like certain ones that LinkedIn feels are relevant, when they're coming into your network. But if you get a message, they will pop that up in your email address as a notification. So that's why these messages work so effectively, because you know that the notification from LinkedIn about a message is going to come through. It's not going to be put in spam in your email.
Right.
Plus, there's a notification inside LinkedIn, and a lot of people have the LinkedIn app on their phone, and a lot of people have badges that pop up and say, hey, you got a message, just like Facebook.
Yes, right.
So the messaging is very effective.
I'm curious. I get LinkedIn messages that will state sponsored or in mail. These are not people I know. Is that you're doing, or do you circumvent that?
No, the sponsored messages that say sponsored, people have actually paid to advertise through LinkedIn, and it doesn't work very well. Most people ignore the sponsored messages. Most people are, when someone messages them, not a sponsored message, but someone messages them, they're like, oh, this is a person. What do they want? So they end up looking at the message. But the sponsored messages, they know it's sponsored. So it's like they don't look at it, because we have sponsored overload sometimes these days, from paid advertising and things. Now, the in-mails are you get when you have a premium LinkedIn account, you get a certain number of in-mails each month. Okay. And you're actually able to send, instead of an invite, which you're limited to 300 characters plus spaces. So only a couple of sentences, right? When I'm sending out invitations, you're actually able to send out a message to people outside of your network. Okay. Like your second and third connections, but it's very limited. And
you know what? Let me interrupt you for 1 second. What I have really liked is the way you formed the messages. It's like a scenario. It's a script. First, we have the opening act. Then we have the second act, and then we have the third act, and then hopefully the fourth act is there's a deal to get struck. But we set this all up that way, and it reads beautifully. I mean, the work you do is really great.
Well, I appreciate that. I've had many years to see what's working and what doesn't work as far as how you contact people, and I tried to put myself in the position of the people that are getting the messages.
We're getting almost close, believe it or not, to the witching hour. I mean, the time just like flies by on this. But I just want to ask this question. Why would I want to hire someone like you to help to do LinkedIn? Can most people do what you do with a little training? Or what's the purpose of if I don't know if I'm free, why would I hire someone to help me with LinkedIn?
Well,
I know my answer. I want to know your answer.
A lot of times it's time. It's a time-saving element, and it's an ease of use element. You don't have to learn about how to use Sales Navigator. You don't have to learn, how to target people. There's some tricks like, there's some Boolean operators in the searching, like parentheses and quotes and things to keep phrases together, to keep groupings of words together. Plus, you always want to keep your connection rate high. And to do that, you have to send the invitations out at a slow rate. When I'm sending invitations out for my clients, I'm breaking them up to about 6 days a week. We end up hitting the max on Saturday. Okay. And I send out, I break them up through the week, and each invitation is sent out 45 seconds to a minute and a minute and a half in between. Wow. Various amounts of time. So it looks like an individual, and it's going out slow, like you're looking at the profiles. So LinkedIn.
Is that automated?
Well, there's a portion of this that's automated, but I actually, compared to the other people that do it in the industry, I do it more manual than probably anyone, because I'm actually looking at each individual client's account every single day.
And so that's why you're talking about you don't take calls until 11 a.m. You're busy working on your clients.
For hours.
Manually for hours. That's the reason to call.
That's why he gets those big bucks. My initial question, I know why I've hired you and why I've hired other people to do certain things. I am more valuable to myself out dealing with people than I am doing the work that you go and do. I'm good at what I do. When it comes to a concert, nobody can beat me. I mean, I know all the ins and outs. It's 35 years worth of experience. But I can't do a darn thing in regards to what you do. And you know what? I really don't want to. I don't have the time.
That's my client right there.
The time and the wherewithal to go and do what I don't have the patience to go and do that. I want to be out marketing and selling and talking to people. And, Lisa will know. Before Lisa hooked up, she's been a guest on this podcast show 3-4 times. So she knows what goes into it and what goes out. But what you do is just, you're a LinkedIn expert for a reason. And I didn't give you that name. LinkedIn gave you that name. You're a specialist when it comes to LinkedIn. And anyone, go ahead. I'm on a roll. Let me roll.
You're rolling good, but James needs to give out his number.
Forget that. I'm going to get to that in a second. If people need to reach James, you owe it to yourself to make a phone call. You don't have to use his services, but call the son of a gun. And you can reach James at James. Let him know.
229-292-5149.
One more time.
Again.
Yes.
In New York.
It's 229-292-5149.
Any parting words that you want to leave, James?
Excellent.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. My clients are, they don't want to do it themselves. They don't want to take the time to do it, and they want the conversations. And this literally moves the needle in your business, because that's the how you get money, whether you're on the corporate side or, an individual business. You got to talk to people. It's either that or go the fully digital route, which has a huge learning curve and a lot of money spent.
It's so true. But if you owe it to yourself, I never, until I saw you on the network show, I didn't give it any thought. I've talked to some people who claim to be lead generation, and they give you all kinds of story, and then maybe they'll send you 10 or 12 leads. They'll give you a stupid amount of money. For the amount of money that you charge, not to use you is sick. How's that one, James? Was that pretty good? Well, hold on a second. Let me plug for myself.
And you've given me some ammunition to take upstairs too. So we've had a conversation already. I just haven't made that commitment yet.
What's upstairs? What do you mean?
Dante.
Oh, Dante's upstairs.
He's upstairs.
Okay, so we didn't know Dante. Yep. Dante is her better half.
Yes, he's the other half.
Oh, the better half.
The better half. Yeah.
The better other half.
He won't claim that, but I do.
He's a great guy. He's a good guy. And so are you, James. And I really appreciate you for being on the show. Actually, you brought a little class to this show because you're so professional in what it is that you do. And I'm happy to say we get a lot of professional people on this particular show. We're very lucky.
We have been very fortunate, and we have some experts out there that are coming on, just like you, James. Look forward to helping things get busy for you and for the rest of us too.
Well, don't get too busy.
Yeah,
I need you tomorrow for a couple of minutes, so don't be too busy. Anyway, thank you so much for being on the Business Pal Hour. You hang in there for a while. Lisa and I are going to say goodnight to everybody, and just stay tuned just for a couple of minutes. What a great show. I knew he was going to be the bomb. I knew it. Look at him. He's smiling. He's sitting there and he's smiling.
He rocked it out of the park.
No, he really did. He is so good at what it is that he do. And I like people that are good at what they do.
Right.
And it's like...
And the idea of quit, chasing and running and just be speaking to what you know. That's important.
Yeah, cut out the BS. People can see it and smell it.
Right.
So that's it. Anyway, thank you very much for being on the Business Pal Hour tonight. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Please enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. And we will see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. at the Business Pal Hour. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
The Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man is sponsored by Media Stations. Create your own media and have your own station. To get started with your own content, call or text 516-448-2066. That's Media Stations